Yo, wow, where am I? I am trying to put a camera. What do you mean I don't have access to this feature? Hmm. All right, let me see. Because this is crazy. Why would it tell me that I don't have access to my camera? Hmm. Weird flex, but okay. Let me see if I can customize reactions. No. All right. All right. So I don't know if you guys can hear me at all. If you can, let me know because, oops. Okay. I am using a new mic. And so I want to know if you can hear me, even though you can't see me right now. Throw it in the chat if you can. On. Look, I really hope I didn't put my bonnet on for nothing. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can play it from my TV. See if I can hear anything. Okay, so the volume is working. Love that for me. Okay, guys. So even though you can't see me, I'm working on my camera. Um, let's see. Let's talk about Valentine's Day in the meantime, because that's what I am here for. And I know that Valentine's Day could be it can be a touchy subject. Um, getting kind of annoyed that I don't have access to my camera. I'm trying to fix it at the same time that I'm talking to you. But either way, so Valentine's Day can be such a touchy subject because there's a lot of emotion that comes with that. And so, yeah, I was actually having a conversation with somebody recently, and they were telling me that because of a previous relationship, that they don't celebrate Valentine's Day anymore because that relationship kind of like gave a very just like negative feeling and experience. And so I'm wondering who else has had negative Valentine's Day experiences that kind of is just like, yeah, it's not for me. So my feelings around that is just that, I always feel like, if you're in relationships and you're considering somebody else's like thoughts, feelings, whatever, you definitely shouldn't let it like ruin it, like your previous experiences ruin it for your future relationships. So, yeah, I think it can make it a little too, I don't know, like navigate Valentine's Day if one person is like a heavy like lover and love giver and the other person isn't. Um Definitely don't feel any type of way. Um if you're not celebrating Valentine's Day this year, and it's something that you want or you crave, because eventually, your time will come to shine. So, yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's like weird. So for me, I've had the Valentine's Day experiences that I have had have come with like, I don't know, negative experiences. Like they weren't true Valentine's Day experiences, in my very humble opinion. Um, so I guess Valentine's Day is very iffy for me. Like sometimes I'm like, yeah, like, I can't wait to have like a quote unquote real Valentine's Day experience. And then other times I'm like, uh, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. And I know it's very like superficial. So I try not to like put too much like thought and oomph into it, I guess. But like the other part of me is like, damn girl, you're definitely deserving of a very well like planned and or thought out Valentine's Day gift or experience, because that's just who I am. Like I'm a very good like gift giver. So, and I've been told this, that I'm not self-declaring. So yeah, it can make it a little bit difficult to um sometimes not be on the receiving end of that, because you're just like, well, damn, I'm a very good like gift giver. I put lots of thought and feeling into giving gifts. And so sometimes when it's not reciprocated, um, it's yeah, it can feel away. And so I don't lean away from that just off of like Valentine's Day experiences or birthday experiences or whatever. Um, I kind of lean into it more because I think if more people are able to experience just that love, um, and that joy, and just like the feeling of happiness they get, like when they're given like thoughtful things, then it would help other people kind of like want to be giving in that way too. So, yeah, I don't know if yeah, I don't know if other people have like thoughts about that or not. But I'm going to take a tiny, tiny water break and insert pretend commercial here, which is me putting my microphone on mute for a couple seconds so I can take a sip of water, and then we'll get back to it. All right, you guys. So I am back from my mini water break and let's get back into the chat. So, thinking about Valentine's Day and what that means for you, um, anyone who is joining, my camera's not working. So I am sorry, but I'm hoping you're willing to participate in the chat. In the chat. So yes. I was just talking about just kind of like having experiences with Valentine's Day and how I feel. Well, I've been told, and I know that I'm such a great gift giver. And so sometimes it's difficult, especially around Valentine's Day or other holidays where you can be on the receiving end of, being a gift receiving a gift, and then you either get nothing or little to no thought is put into it. So I'm just checking in about other people's experiences on Valentine's Day and what they feel is true for them. So does gift giving or gift receiving kind of lead you to or from like the Valentine's Day experience? Like I'm very much so one of those like super romantic decorations, night out kind of people, and I like to spoil the person that I'm with. I really believe and firmly believe in being a heterosexual cis female that I love to spoil my partner. I love to spoil my man, my man, my man, my man. And so I think that, you know, not that I'm giving in order to receive, but I definitely feel like there's beauty in just seeing a man happy and truly like enjoying himself, but also being on the receiving end of that. Like, if he puts some thought and plan into like this is a time that's worth celebrating for us, and like I put time into this gift, I put time into planning this event, I put time and effort into planning this date. And so it's crazy because, like, I always make this joke with my friends when it's like a joke, but not like ha ha joke, but it's a joke in the sense where it's just like, um, he knows Valentine's Day is February 14th every year, has not changed. It's not on the third Tuesday of February or something that you have to remember some random date like you do like with Easter or something, right? Like it's on like the third Sunday of March or April. See, I don't even know. Like there's no specific date tied to Easter. Like Valentine's Day is on February 14th every year. Your birthday's been your birthday since you've been born. Christmas has been Christmas since Christmas. Um so it's one of those like if he wanted to, he would kind of things. Um and so I definitely feel like, you know, if you're with somebody, they should be putting that effort and time into planning something that means something to you. Um, and yeah, it's one of those things like most men aren't into superficial holidays, especially like Valentine's Day. And it's one of those like, yeah, I don't do that because blah, blah, blah. But like, seriously, if your partner is someone who looks forward to those kinds of things, there's nothing wrong with like there's nothing wrong with doing something for them, even if it's not your thing, because it just shows a separate type of love and care that's for them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I really feel like, I know we're talking about Valentine's Day, but that applies to like any day. That truly applies to like any given day that if your partner is telling you that they like truly care about Valentine's Day or their birthday or some random holiday or special event and like you're not accommodating that, do they actually care about you? I don't know. I guess that's up for discussion. That's up for debate. So, yeah, if you want to, let me know what you think in the chat because I don't know. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way. Sorry, gonna take a quick water break again. Give me one moment. All right, guys. So I am back. No, what happened? Okay. Whew. I did not realize that my computer was a touchscreen. Almost ended my live. Let's not do that again. Um, and I am also on Facebook Live in my bonnet. So go me. So tonight, for those who are joining me on Facebook Live, I am streaming on my YouTube at the same time. So I'm getting a double whammy here. The people on Facebook Live can see me, the people on YouTube cannot because my laptop apparently does not allow me to do so. So based off of where my camera is set up on my table right now, which is practically on top of my laptop, I'm not sure if the sound quality is going to be good here because my microphone is running through my laptop. So even though I'm talking in a microphone, it is reflecting in my laptop and not on my Facebook Live. So I hope that makes sense for anybody that's watching. Anyway, let's continue said chat. So Valentine's Day. That is the subject of the night. I'm going to do a quick recap for those who are now on Facebook Live versus those who are listening on YouTube. So, YouTube got the quick rundown for me basically about Valentine's Day and the significance of said holiday. And so my thoughts and views about that is I have not had great experiences for Valentine's Day. I don't feel like the person that I was last with for 10 years had done much for me as far as gifting and stuff. There was some sort of like negative connotation when it came to Valentine's Day and gift giving. And so I accepted what was given to me at the time, but there's lots of thoughts and feelings around that. I could get into that. I just might tonight, depending on how I'm feeling. But basically, a lot of times there were gifts given to me and it wasn't I don't wanna say they weren't good gifts, like, the gifts itself were good. The feelings and thoughts attached to those gifts didn't come from a positive place, and so it made it really difficult to enjoy gift giving, or gift receiving, I guess, on that end, because it didn't come from a good space. Um, yeah. So, I don't know. I have iffy feelings about Valentine's Day and what that means. And so, I was just basically telling my YouTube fam that I don't necessarily I care for Valentine's Day to an extent. But it's been very difficult to really, like, get into it because I want to truly experience Valentine's Day and not just like, "Oh, like, I'm just doing it because, like, we're fighting or we're mad or blah, blah, blah." Like, I want the other person to genuinely want to give that to me because they love and care about me, even if like, it's not for them. If it's a holiday that's not, like, their thing, like, "Oh, I love and care about you, so even though, like, Valentine's Day isn't a thing for me, it is for you, and so I want you to have this day, this moment, this time that I took to plan and yada, yada, yada for you, and, like, have you enjoy it." So, I was saying a few minutes ago before I jumped on my Facebook Live, I was saying to YouTube that, like, Valentine's Day, like, I would make this joke with my friends that, certain things are every year, right? Valentine's Day is always on February 14th. It does not change. Every year, February 14th is Valentine's Day, regardless if you are with a new person or the same person that you've been with for years. Valentine's Day has been on February 14th since the beginning of time. It is not like Easter, where Easter is on the third Sunday or something of March or April. It is very much so on February 14th every year. Just like your birthday is on the day you were born, Christmas is on the same day every year, and it has not changed. So, why is it super difficult for people to acknowledge these days or dates that have not changed? And it's just like the excuses, like, oh, I didn't have time, I didn't, blah, blah, blah. Like, you had time, you have the time. Actually, you have 365 days in a whole year. And I know Valentine's Day can be a little finicky just because, like, if you're not in a relationship come the end of the year or whatever the case is, like, it may be one of those things like I'm not planning in advance for Valentine's Day unless you're just like a super romantic and you're just like, I have Valentine's Day planned out as much as I can. And then, yeah. But other than that, like if you've been in a stable relationship for, I don't want to say quite some time, because I mean, it's quite some time could be a few months, could be a few years. But if you are in some sort of relationship and you have somebody that you like love or care about, why aren't you prepared for 2 days from now? That's the question. I do not like, oh my God. Here's something that kind of like pisses me off, but like I don't want to say it pisses me off, but it pisses me off. So like don't kind of like give me I'm sorry for you gifts. I do not like that at all. And I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but like I'm sorry for you gifts are like legit the worst gifts. Like, just don't give me anything. Like, I don't want a pity gift. And I don't know if anybody's ever been given a pity gift, like, because they feel bad. And it's just like, that's weird. Like, why would you? I don't know. I don't like pity gifts. So, like, that's happened to me. And it's just like, oh, here, I kind of got you this thing or whatever. And it's just like, if it's not genuine, you didn't want to buy it, you don't really care, like, don't get it. Like, especially if you don't like owe me anything. And I'm putting that in air quotes for those of my YouTube fam who cannot see what I'm doing. Like, yeah, it's a little strange to get like almost like a pity gift. Like, I got you something because maybe nobody else will. I don't know. But like, don't get me a pity gift. Like, don't show up on Christmas and be like, here, I got this just like, but I don't celebrate Christmas. But like, here's something, I guess. Like, I'm better off getting nothing. Like, you didn't even put any like thought or like whatever. You just like found this random thing that you hoped that I would like and was like, here, I guess. I don't know. It's definitely a strange thing to do, and, like, don't do that to people because that's a little that's kinda strange. Like, pity gifts are just pitiful. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't have, like, I'm not anti-Valentine's Day. I'm definitely not anti-Valentine's Day at all. I love love, and I think love is super important, in your friendships, in your relationships, in your situationships. I think love is super beautiful and it's super important, and so I definitely enjoy sorry. I definitely enjoy Valentine's Day to the extent that I love that someone is celebrating me as much as I'm celebrating them. Um, so I'm hoping that, you know, you go into Valentine's Day with a clearer head, a clearer thought process about like what love means for you because obviously like that looks different per person. And so getting caught up in the like gifts and things like that is really what's not important. Um, I'm definitely such a like quality time kind of person. I feel like taking away quality time for me on Valentine's Day hurts more than not giving me a gift. Like, you don't want to spend time with me though? Like, seriously? Like, to me, that hurts. Like, quality time is super important for me in relationships and spending time with people that I care about. Like, quality time is it for me. And so I definitely, yeah. And so I definitely, yeah, I think I'm more of like a plan to spend time with me and have like making it really thoughtful um is what's more important to me than a gift itself. I think a gift of your time is so much more important than an actual physical gift. Cause like I know this is like weird to say, but it's not weird to say. But like you can take a physical gift back, right? But like you can't take your time back from me. So I don't know if that makes sense. But like if you buy me a bracelet or a necklace or a car or a pajama set. Like, you can take that away from me. You can't take your time back. Like, time is so important. And this is going to go off on a little rant, but for a person who's lost like two very important people in my life, um, some of you, depending on where you're listening from, know this about me, and some of you don't. But a few years ago, I lost a child, and a year after I lost a child, my son, I lost my mom. And so, quality time is something that is been super important for me in my life's venture to really spend time with the people that I love, whether it's my kids, my partner, my friends, um, making a conscious effort to step out of my comfort zone and get out of my house and just like spend quality time because that's something that you can't get back, especially once it's gone. So I love to enjoy um, just like good memories and fun times. And when it's thoughtful, when it's thought out, it's so much more. I don't know. It's just beautiful to just like experience time and experience life with people who get you and laugh at your jokes and smile just because you're there. And it's rare and it's hard to find. Um, so I do my best to really spend time with people that I love. And I don't know what else to say about that. But I wonder if I can do this poll on Facebook. I might be able to. So we'll see. And my Facebook audio has been kind of jacked. So I don't even know how this video is going to come out. But we're going to try and see what's up. What it is. What's up? Oh, I can. I can add a poll on here if it lets me. Hello. Let me type in here. No, no, no. Okay, maybe it won't. Oh, there it goes. So the poll question is, do you celebrate Valentine's Day? Or no? So that's what I'm typing into my Facebook chat poll. And I have already entered that into my YouTube chat poll. Yes and no. No, 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 no. But it's really yeah, 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 yeah. Not a change in my voting time. All right. So I'm going to take a mini. It's strange. I can never. Hmm. Ooh, that is bright. Okay. So I'm going to take a little mini water break for my YouTube fam. What's happening here? All right, touch screen. Let me be great. Water break. Whew. I don't know how people do podcasts every day because and they don't be taking breaks sometimes. Like, well, they do. But like sometimes they go a long time without taking a break. And I'm like, dang, this got me really dehydrated. I what was I gonna say? Wow. So yeah, I don't know if you guys want to like shift gears and conversation and talking about Valentine's Day. Um, if you want to, let me know in the chat if you are excited about anything, if you're having your first real Valentine's Day, if you aren't having your first real Valentine's Day, if you are planning a special surprise for your special someone. Um, Ooh, I actually have, I guess, a question or a thought. Ooh, not me yawning. Am I tired? Maybe. I might be. Work was long and drawn out. Um, yeah, I have a thought. I have a question ish. Either way. So, um, engagements on Valentine's Day. Can we talk about it? So, I had seen somewhere on this internet that someone was asking about a proposal. So, this girl believes that her boyfriend was going to propose to her or is going to propose to her in 2 days on Valentine's Day, and she wants to say no. And from what I understood that this couple has been together at least, I believe, at least 3 years. They have a child together or maybe even a couple children together, and she thinks that her boyfriend is immature, has some growing to do, and doesn't want to say yes to his proposal if he truly, in fact, does propose on Valentine's Day in 2 days. So she has 2 days to make up her mind, and she could be absolutely wrong about this proposal. Maybe she heard it somewhere through the grapevine accident. Someone accidentally let out the surprise. I don't know. But according to her, she thinks that she is going to be engaged in 2 days, but maybe not because she doesn't want to be engaged. And so I guess my question is, if you are in a relationship with someone for 3 years or more and you think they're going to propose to you, but you don't want to marry them, like what would you do? That's I don't know, that's a tough one. Like like I said, she thinks that her boyfriend's going to propose to her in a couple of days on Valentine's Day. That is what she understands or knows or has heard. And she doesn't want to say yes because she doesn't think her boyfriend is equal to her in different capacities. I'm not sure if this is just financially. I'm not sure if it's just spiritually, emotionally. I'm not sure, but they're together at least 3 years, share a or a couple of children, and she's not sure if she should marry this guy. So, I think you guys should let me know. What do you think about that? Cuz I I don't know. I have thoughts, but like I'm not sure if they're big thoughts, but I have thoughts. So, my first thought is if you don't want to marry this man because you don't think you guys are equal in whatever aspect of equality that you're looking for, why are you still in the relationship? Like, we're taking marriage out of the picture for right now and just talking about why are you in a relationship with a person that you don't see a future with? And it could be that she's like waiting for him to change or hoping that he changes into the man that she needs him to be for herself and for her family, and maybe not even for her family because she has multiple kids with this guy. So maybe the family dynamic is okay. But as far as her relationship with him personally, it's not that great. So I think it's important for her to address, um, and I'm not sure who she would address this with or to. I mean, obviously him, but like maybe like some sort of like counselor or a therapist or something that would help like navigate why she has like those thoughts and issues and concerns about not wanting to marry somebody who she's been in a committed relationship to for 3 plus years. I think for like and it's not that she doesn't want to get married, so that's to be clarified. She wants to be a married woman. That is something that she wants. That's something that she desires, however you wanna look at it. But this specific person, she doesn't see herself saying a true yes to because the lack of equality in the relationship. So, yes, that's my first question. If you don't see that now, I don't understand what's the reason for the relationship. And I don't have further context. Like, I don't think he's like beating her behind or neglecting her per se. And he very well could be, not treating her right or something like that. But it's just a simple understanding that this guy is not equal to her in ways that she wants him to be equal to her. And so I think that would be my primary conversation, just like from the outside looking in, if a friend was asking for advice, what would I say to her? And I would say, well, first, how did we get here? Or how did we get 3 years deep in a relationship with somebody that we don't want to have a marriage with, but we're still in a relationship with? What are we still doing here? And for a person that wants to be married, so I could understand if she didn't want to get married, then I'd be like, okay, like, this is what you want to do. Um, Marriage isn't in your sights right now or at all. So, you know, I'm not basing my conversation off of that. But because this is a person who wants to be married, but just doesn't want the marriage with her partner slash child's father, then that would be like my first question. Why are you still there? The second question is like, pinpoint what are the exact things that make you feel like you guys are unequal, and are they measurable things that can't be equal, because that aren't equal, sorry. Because, like, if you're like, "Oh, he's not on my level financially." Okay, so when we're talking about financial goals, does he not know how to save money? Is he just not in your tax bracket? Um, Financial literacy, like, how important that is to you, and, like, is he is he going to meet you where you need him to be as far like financially when it comes to like financial literacy? Like, do you want him to have a diversified portfolio? Um, does he have at least, or is he building a savings account if he doesn't have one established already? How many bank accounts does he have open? Blah, blah, blah. Like, all those are super important things to, I guess, measure. And so, is something that you're saying is like not equal for you? Is it something that's measurable? And like, how are you measuring those things? Is um like, if we're talking about love languages, kind of back to what I talked about earlier, like, is he not equal in the sense that he has like no kind of like relational awareness about you guys' relationship and the things that you want and need? And like, is that something that he could grow into? Now we're talking about 3 years, 3+ years later. If he's not meeting uh your needs when it comes to like your love languages, do you feel like that's something that he could even grow to learn? Is he not trying to learn? Is he just a slow learner and he could learn it, but he's taking a long time to learn it? Um, all those things are, uh, sorry, all of those things are things that you can measure. And so I don't know. Like, I guess it's hard to answer that question. Like, what would you do? What would Shay do? Shay, at the 3-year mark, would decide to, I think I would be done because, like, I think at this point in my life, I have enough self awareness that I'd be like, why am I still here? Why am I still choosing to choose somebody that I technically don't want to choose? Because obviously he's choosing her as well if he's wanting to marry her and whatnot. So there is that choice there. It's not like, oh, he doesn't want her, but she wants him. And it's one of those kind of like random imbalances in that way. So, like, they're choosing each other. But at some point, you're sitting there thinking, like, I don't like this man like that. And these are the reasons. Reason A is because he's not financially there. B, he's not spiritually there. C, he's not blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, okay, so what exactly am I staying for? Am I staying for the kids? That's a whole nother conversation. Because, like, is that the type of environment you want your kids to grow up in? Do you want your kids to see you, I don't want to, like, basically unhappy? Like, your kids would see you unhappy just about every single day to be with their father that don't you have care for, you love to an extent, but it's not love in its fullness. And so, I don't know. That's tricky and it's a little bit scary, and not scary in like a completely like negative way, like you're run like fear or anything, but it's just scary that you have the capacity to get up and say, this isn't for me because of A, B, and C. And you're like asking complete strangers, which is fine, but kind of just like if you have to ask, the answer in certain circumstances, right? Like if you have to ask the next woman if your man's out there in the world or lots of women, you know what I'm saying? You're asking like chances are your man's out there. You know what I mean? So like if you have to ask like what you need to do or how to do it or would other people stay in your circumstance, like chances are like what you need to do for self. You know that you don't want to be with this man. You know that he is not, I don't want to say like holding his end of the bargain, but to an extent, like he's not being that person for you. Why won't you move on? Why won't you choose to let go? And if your answer is for the kids, then you need to decide what that looks like for you. You can't just do things for the sake of the kids. I am sorry. Everything cannot be for the sake of the kids because at some points you have to choose yourself. If you're not taking care of self, you cannot fully take care of your children. There's a capacity in which you cannot take care of other people if you're not fully taking care of yourself. So, I'm a firm believer in not staying somewhere because of the kids. So, I'm sorry if that doesn't fit other people's beliefs, but I can see the benefits in for some households, but because and I think the benefits are only for the people where both parents are just in agreement that they would choose to be miserable than to I don't wanna say see their kids unhappy. It's just that basically saying that I'd rather take away a few months of, quote unquote suffering for the kids in order for them to be happy long term. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't do it. But for those who do, I'm not knocking you because that's your life plan for yourself. But at some point and in many points in your life that there's times that you have to choose you. Your kids come before you in so many different ways that sometimes you have to choose yourself. And I feel like that's sometimes more important than choosing a relationship with yourself is okay in certain circumstances before choosing um happiness for somebody else. So I'll just put it like that. Um so yeah, I think that if she decides that she doesn't want to say yes to her soon to be engagement, that she should walk away just because it's not going to benefit her in the long run. It's not going to benefit the kids in the long run. Sorry. And yeah, I just I hate to like know that people are unhappy. I am, like I said, I'm a person that loves love very much. And I think love is such a beautiful thing. And I would hate to know, like, down the road, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, even a year from now, that she is like crying because she knew she shouldn't have done it and she did it for, I don't know, she did it for whatever excuse she gave herself that day to say yes. And like, if it can't be a freeing yes, if your engagement can't be a freeing yes, I wouldn't say yes to something that doesn't feel good. I think in the past year, um, I have decided that my yeses should feel good. They should feel safe. They should feel immediate. And I don't mean immediate in the sense of urgency. I mean immediate in the sense of, are you hungry? Yes, I know I'm hungry. So I can easily say yes to when I'm hungry. And so I want my relationships to feel as easy as me saying yes to me being hungry and no to me, to my name not being Jane, because it's not. And so um I think friendships and relationships should be so almost seamless in that way that it's like, I don't wanna have to second guess spending time with you. I don't wanna have to question if being with you makes sense. I don't ever want to question if, um, loving you feels good or if it feels right or if it feels wrong. Like, I want it to come as easy to me as me saying, "Yes, my name is Shay. No, I don't eat chicken." Those are very easy and seamless answers for me because it's the truth. It's what I know. It's what is real for me. And so I feel like love should not ever be complicated to the point where you have to think that hard about it. Um, I'm going to put another question in the chat, at least in the YouTube chat. Uh, I'll put it in a poll. Let's see if I can pull this up. All right, I guess I'll have to do a Q&A. It won't let me pull up another poll. And I will give this question to my YouTube fam in a second as soon as I type this. Ooh. So my question that what the heck is this? I'm sorry. Okay. Do you think that relationships should be easy? That's a simple yes or no. And I'll tell you what I think in a minute. And so you can let me know in the chat if you believe that relationships should be easy. I'll give it a couple of seconds. I'm going to take a quick water break and then we'll get right into it. Now me about to run out of water. I should probably go get some more. All right. So I'm gonna get back to do I think that relationships should be easy? Do I think that relationships should be easy? That's a good question. Wow, I'm stumping myself right here on this chat because that is, hmm. I think they should be easy, but given thought. And I don't want to say like thought provoking because that almost makes it sound complicated. And I don't think relationships should be complicated at all. I do believe that relationships should be easy, just like I said. Relationships should be seamless in the sense that, it should just flow naturally. You guys, in the relationship that you're in, the partnership that you're in, should feel like home. Like what you want if you mm, okay. I think I need to back up that part because saying that your relationship should feel like home, I mean a home that is peaceful, a home that is peaceful, a home that is peaceful. I don't know what other word to use but peaceful because some of y'all houses is not peaceful. And so I don't want you to say, I don't want you to take my words and be like, she said my relationship should feel like home and your home is chaotic. Okay. We're not talking about that kind of home. We are talking about the peaceful type of home. Your relationship should feel like home, the peaceful home where you can come and feel open, you can feel relaxed, you can be yourself, you can let your hair loose, you can wear your bata, you can have on your house slippers, your toes could be ugly, like, and it still feels good. Like when you walk into your home, I mean, other than your daily task list, whether it's cooking, cleaning, whatever. And even with that, like that is not something that you put a ton of thought into, right? Like you come home, you have to take out the trash. You have to cook dinner for yourself or you have to cook dinner for your kids or whatever. But like there's not much thought that's put into your home and like the peacefulness that you want your home to be. And so your relationships should be equal to what you want your home to be. Again, we're talking about a peaceful home. We're not talking about a chaotic home. We're talking about if you could imagine the best version of what your home should be. It's clean, it feels light and airy, it smells amazing. You come in, you can relax, so on and so forth. That's what your relationships should be. And so you should be trying to figure out like how do I make my relationship feel like that if it doesn't already. And if it feels like it's too ugh, if it feels like it's too chaotic to be that way, then why are you holding on to it? Why are you choosing to stay in a place that makes you feel unsettled? It makes you feel uneasy. It doesn't make you feel warm. It doesn't make you feel good. It tenses you up. I was in a relationship for a whole lot longer than I needed to be. And what I learned from that relationship is that it was hard. It was peaceful at times, but it was more chaos than it was peace. And so it took me a long time to kind of get to that space where I was just like, wow, this is more hurtful than it is helpful. This is more hell than it is heaven. And it was like a choice that I made. It was a choice that I made to stay somewhere that didn't serve me. It didn't feel good to be in that space anymore. And I kept trying to figure out why that love, why did that love hurt so much? Why did that love feel uneasy? Why did it make me cry? Why did it make me sad? Why did it make me angry? And not saying that you're not going to have those emotions in a healthy relationship, but it's going to be so like far in between that you're not going to like those moments are going to come and like fly by, and the next time that you know there's a disruption of emotion in your relationship, like each time it's going to feel easier than it is going to feel harder. And so I had the type that just felt harder every time. It was harder to have a conversation. It was not easier to come out of like my sadness, or um it was not easy to get over my insecurities, um in a sense. um there was so much that I had like going on that it was just really, it was really, really difficult for me. And so I I don't know. I really and truly, I don't know, I burnt myself out of feeling like, I don't know, like feeling like I didn't want or deserve love or companionship or any of that, because um yeah, that love, and I put that in air quotes, that love, it felt hard. And so I guess that circles back to me just like, talking about like Valentine's Day and why, this is just like a Valentine's Day chat, but like Valentine's Day is more than just that specific day. It's definitely more than, it's more than superficial if you allow it to be more than what flowers and chocolates and date nights and everything. Because like at the end of the day, if you're in a good relationship, you're experiencing that all year. You know what I mean? Like just like people who smoke or whatever, you know what I mean? They're just like, "Oh, I don't have to wait till 420 to smoke. I smoke every day." So it's just like it's the same thing like with Valentine's Day, right? Like people who are 420 friendly. It's just like, yeah, you don't need to wait till 420 to smoke, obviously, but it's a time for you to take a moment, hang with people that you care about, even like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just like getting to truly enjoy the experience. And I'm not saying that people don't enjoy the experience when they do it on a daily basis, but more than likely they're kind of like smoking and going and like running to work or doing it so they can eat or like whatever. Like you're not truly enjoying the moment, the experience, where 420, now that there's, like, more, like, concerts and celebrations and, you know, it's legalized in many different states and areas, that, like, you can go and, like, just, like, have a moment, have a vibe, just for that, and, like, you get to appreciate that, whatever, that means for you, whatever being 420 friendly means for you, like, you get to truly, like, experience that and experience it with other people. And so that goes just back to my conversation about, like, being for not 420, sorry, being, like, into Valentine's Day. Like, yes, it's just a day and it's very superficial if you're looking at it from the sense of, like, I don't want to follow the standards of society um and make it about, like, the flowers and chocolates or whatever, because again, it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that superficial. It can in fact be that I have love and care for somebody, and this is a day that I get to truly take a moment to sit and reflect with my partner, whether it's I bought her flowers because I haven't in a while, or because I plan to get the type of flowers that may not be available all year. And it is during Valentine's Day. I got to pick her out a special bouquet. I got to get her favorite chocolate when it wasn't her time of the month. I got to take a moment to reflect on our relationship for the past year, for the past few months. And I listened to her, and she's told me, like, these, like, things that I like that she liked. And although I've wanted to do these things for her, or buy these things for her, like, I have the opportunity to really step it up on this, like, one day and do those things with her, or get her that thing, or, like, whatever. So it's not necessarily, like, this real big superficial thing, like, and again, depending on your relationship and what that looks like for you in your relationship, it does not have to be about spending money. It's just a few examples I'm giving. And as you can see, I'm giving examples of quality time as well. It's um it's feeding each other's love language on a day, just like a birthday. Like, your person or people around you know that you're alive every single day, but they still come together to celebrate you on the day that you were born. So they are acknowledging and taking a moment to appreciate that that you have been born, that you are their friend, their family member, or associate, whatever it is. They're taking that moment to celebrate you. Does that take away from all the other days that you're alive? No. But it allows people to put some thought and feeling and reflection into your birth and what you mean to them. And so, yeah, don't let people talk you out of, like, liking Valentine's Day, or feeling a way about not feeling loved on a day that is centered around love. Because to me, that's a little crazy. And yeah, like, nobody should make you, like, feel bad or feel a way about saying, like, hey, I've been surrounded by so many people all year. And again, Valentine's Day, yes, it's mainly for people in relationships, but relationships are come in many different forms. Your friendships are relationships, your family, um, your family dynamic is a type of relationship. So even if you're not being acknowledged by somebody who's a intimate partner, like there's other ways that love can be acknowledged. And I don't know about you, but I tell my friends I love them, and I don't know if that's weird to some of y'all, but like, yeah, like Valentine's Day doesn't have to only be an intimate partner type vibe. It doesn't have to be only an intimate partner thing. And so it's just like if you have friends that you truly love and care about, you should probably tell them that. Not only should you tell them, but you should soldier boy tell 'em. But you should show it. You should you should really show them that you love them. Not only tell them that you care because that may not be their only love language. Show up for them. Buy them things. Help them with things. Yeah. I'm gonna take another break. So I'm put y'all on a microphone pause. I'm pause my YouTube first. Guys, do you know what I realize is one of the biggest scams in the history of scams? I know everybody like already figured this out, but like I just thought about it because it's like it happened now. Why the heck did Apple decide to take away their microphone jack? I was just like, oh, I have a microphone for my um sorry. I have a microphone for my camera. It'll be great. Blah blah blah. But then I realized I had to charge my phone. And where would I plug the mic in? In my charger outlet. So I can't add a mic to my phone right now because my charger's plugged in. Not the disappointment. Well, anyways, y'all, I am back. As you can hear, I have more water. More water, more problems, because you know that means bathroom runs. Ah. But yeah. I don't know. I'm just here to chit chat. TVH. And so yeah. I still can't get my camera to work. This is the mute. This is a share. This is edit. Like, do I have to open up my YouTube on a different thing? I don't know. No, I don't want enhanced privacy in Chrome. I'm trying to figure out why the heck my camera won't work in here. Send open settings. No, I don't need settings open. More. Okay, got it. All right. I didn't mean got it like I got my camera open. I meant got it like it told me to press got it. So I pressed got it. What the? Okay. I just really want to figure out why. Maybe it's not a YouTube issue. Could it be like my computer issue? It could be that my computer, for some reason. What the heck is this button? Oh, baby, I don't even know what that is. I feel like I'm missing something. Like my computer is supposed to be showing me like a button. Oh my gosh. I'm such an idiot. Ooh. Okay. So not me for an hour and a half with no dang on camera on. And it's because my camera cover was on, bro. BFFR. Hold on. Okay. So, thank you to everybody who has stayed with me for this long, and my dang on video camera, whatever, was off. I'm gonna have to readjust my phone because now I'm like looking here and then there and then here and then there because I'm also on Facebook. I am doing a double whammy tonight. Got me on both YouTube and Facebook, and I don't know where to look, so I had to reposition myself. Um, so let's get back into the chat now that I have fixed my technical difficulties. I am hoping that my phone sound doesn't sound weird. It's been doing that the past couple of weeks, and I might have to put my phone back on this side, but we'll see. Yeah, so tell me what you think so far about um, you know, people's choices around not celebrating Valentine's Day and whatnot. Because I know it's not for everybody. And somebody's going to say, I don't do it because blah, blah, blah. So, based off of my comparisons, um, I don't know. I think that my reasonings are valid because if you care about somebody, regardless, we're not even putting a holiday like next to it. Like if we truly care about somebody, like celebrating them shouldn't be an issue. And if you're using the excuse like, oh, well, Valentine's Day is just another like day. Okay, so treat it like another day, but with thought. Yes, there's nothing wrong with treating any special occasion like another day with a little extra thought. It's crazy. Why my skin is so shiny? Am I like oily? I am. I think I'm kind of oily. Um, I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? Let me know because I ain't got work tomorrow, so I could stay up and chat. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about things. I should find a cute little prompt or something because y'all be acting mad anti, and I don't know why. I keep telling y'all, like, I don't like talking like that. I do, but I don't. So like I be like, talk to me, tell me something, and y'all just be sitting there. So what y'all want to talk about? Tell me T. I wonder. Let me put another. I don't understand. What the heck happened to my little. If I refresh this page, is it gonna cut me off? It probably will. It probably will. I wish I knew then what I know now. Wouldn't dive in when bound down. Gravity hurts and made it so sweet till I woke up on the concrete. Falling from cloud nine, crashing from the high. I'm letting go tonight. Yeah, I'm falling from cloud night. The rumbling, castles crumbling. I am trying to hold on. Lord knows that I've tried. See it the bright side. I'm not trying anymore. Yo, Katy Perry is actually pretty epic. Not gonna lie. Should we talk about the Usher Super Bowl concert? Or y'all tired of talking about that? Cause I thought it was super cute. I mean, it had a couple little offy type moments, but it was pretty good. And then today, like a couple hours ago, I found out that Usher is going to be in Boston um at the end of August. And my birthday's in September, but I'm counting this as an early birthday gift to self. So I can go meet my man, my man, my man, my man. And yeah. Oy. I need pillows. I'm old and my back hurt. Okay. How am I supposed to wait a minute? Not me struggling. There we go. It's crazy that the clarity from like one thing is different from another thing. I wonder why that is. Ooh. I know what we could get into because we moving off the Valentine's Day conversation for a little bit. If people want to circle back to that, then we can circle back to that. But can we talk about being a content creator on all these dang on platforms? Lord, bless it. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Where the heck is all my thing? Okay. Apparently it's just. Oh. Why the heck can I only see like. Okay. I'm just. Where is my text box? Like, en serio. ¿Dónde está? Where is it? Um. Okay. Oh, I guess I had no text box because I had a Q&A going. If you're on YouTube, make sure you answer my poll question. If you choose to do so, that would be awesome. And the poll question is, do you celebrate Valentine's Day? Because that's where we started. We are a couple of days away from Valentine's Day. We had a nice chit chat about Valentine's Day and what that meant, and what would Shay do without really asking myself what Shay would do, because Shay barely knows what she be doing. Yeah. So if you want to answer that, that is in the poll. Other than that, we're moving on to the next topic, and the next topic is content creating on the platforms. I'm not even going to say YouTube because whew, there's too many dang on platforms to even think about. We got Facebook, we got YouTube, we got Instagram, we got Twitter, we got Pinterest, we got TikTok, we got all the other ones that I don't know and am not part of. So right now, I am a paid content creator on Facebook, and I've been working towards YouTube for quite some time, on and off. I don't want to say unsuccessfully because, having one subscriber on YouTube is a blessing, much less over 1,000. So I am truly grateful that there's even one person out there who wants to or likes to view my content. Um, but being like a dual content creator on these apps gets a little crazy because for me, I don't want to be the person that is posting. Ooh, not my stomach acting crazy. Um, I don't want to be like the content creator that posts the same things on every single platform because and this could be crazy, right? But I'm thinking, and hear me out. I'm thinking that, if I have people, because usually you start out as a content creator, the most people that are on your pages are your immediate family, friends, some like new and old coworkers, yada yada yada, right? And more than likely, they're tied to more than one of your social media platforms. So it's just like until you build a following, like you're not getting the views and stuff by posting. I mean, unless the content is that good and people want to watch it on any platform. Like, I don't want to post a reel that I did on Facebook, the same reel to Instagram and then to YouTube and then to TikTok. Like, people are just going to skip over it. And again, this is as a beginner stage content creator. Right? So it's just like, yeah, I don't think people are gonna want to like again, these I'm talking about not like new subs, people that you don't know. I'm talking about people that literally know you and see you. Probably don't want to see the same content from you on every platform. And I get how that can just like sound stupid, right? Because you're just like, well, other people are gonna notice that. It's not just your, like, family and friends. But unless you're, like, pushing out content consistently, unless your following is kind of, like, building up pretty fast, like, I don't know, I feel like cross-posting the same exact content is kind of, like, a little off to me. And so I like to switch it up just a tad bit, like, I might do, like, one of the same videos on 2 platforms, and then the next time I post, unless it's something that I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I feel like it should be on all of the platforms," then I'll do that. Otherwise, I try to keep it to like a 2 platform minimum. Dang, not sleepiness acting like it wanna hit me or whatever, but then watch me go lay down and then be sitting there staring at the wall, like BFFR. So, um, yeah. Content creating is not easy. You gotta buy all these gizmos and gadgets. You gotta well, I guess you don't have to. Like, all you really need is your phone and something to say. And maybe not even something to say, something to show, but you need something. And so, yeah, I wish I had more time to like give socials like my all. There's so much knowledge that I have to give and things that I have to offer. And I don't know. I want to be able to do that. But I don't have time because why are these people taking all my time all the time? Every time I turn around, I'm at work. I need to stop turning around because while I'm always at work, I'm always at work. I'm always busy. I'm always tired. And then I'm tired and I can't sleep. Hmm. The ghetto didn't ask to be here. And some like I be making a joke like, God, like this is the life you really chose for me. I ain't mad at it because my life could be worse. There's people out there really struggling. And so, I do my best not to complain. But at the same time, my guy, Father up above, you couldn't have gave me a little more money. I could have married rich. I could have, a bit more well off. Um, but yeah, I'm really not complaining. I'm really not gonna complain because like I said, life could be worse. I could be literally super poor. I could be super sick. I could have nothing. I could have no job. I could have no roof over my head. So, as much as I joke, like, really got it's like pulling that, "Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret." Uh, like, I mentally, like, joke about those things and even outwardly, joke about those things with my friends, but on a serious note, like, I am truly grateful to be alive and to be here and to be able to afford my basic luxuries. I'm able to afford my expensive luxuries, my non-necessary luxuries. Um, I have family and friends who love me and they care about me, and same for me. I love my family and my friends, and I love people that show up for me and stuff like that. So, yeah, I am like literally truly grateful um to be here and be able to actually like truly grind. I think that is something that, is not necessarily like built for everyone, or some people just can't even, get a job and keep a job, much less being able to like grind, whether that's open a business or just knowing how to like sell something to make some quick money and stuff like that. Like, not everybody has that hustle in them. Not everybody has that drive in them. Not everybody has the brains to like continue to um, get education and things like that. So I'm not mad. I really am super grateful that that I am who I am and I am where I am, because it could be a lot worse and it isn't. Ooh, but yeah, back to content creation, creating, being a content creator. So, some of the things that I've learned on Facebook versus YouTube is that wow, it is a major difference in the way that content creators exist, on these platforms, I tell you that much. So, it's easier to find a community. Um, I think YouTube is more, um excuse me. I think YouTube is more like definitely like they want you to put out content. You're not just out there asking for followers or I don't know. I don't want to say like doing weird stuff to get followers because people do weird stuff on any platform to get followers every day. But like you really have to focus on creating content versus um Facebook, where I feel like you don't need to technically create content. You do, but there's an extent because there's so many different like avenues to create content um on Facebook. Like you can make money from performance bonus, you can make money from ads on your reels, you can make money by getting stars. And most of these things have no set criteria. Like I'm in the performance bonus program, right? And you would think like, oh, like you need to have like this many followers or be doing a certain type of content, and not necessarily like in a niche, but just like any certain type of content. And we're just like, wow, we noticed that you're getting lots of likes and views or whatever because of the content that you're putting out. It's like none of that. Like I literally got invited to the performance bonus don't recall doing anything of talent at the time or content-ish at the time for it to make sense. But here we are once again, not torn into pieces. Thank you, Kelly Clarkson. Um, yeah, like I don't feel like you have to do much. And so Facebook is I don't know if it's gonna be one of those things where they, like, really start to, like, revamp, um, the way that they choose to, like, monetize people or not, um, because I feel like it's lots of like, if you can take advantage of getting into the program without having to do much but get an invite, like, take advantage of it. Like, post your stuff, wait for the invite, and, like, go hard or go home kinda situation because, like, once they really start, like, figuring out the kinks in the program and, like, whatever, like, I feel like it's going to be so much harder. So, like, if you're able to, get in and get invited, then once you're in, try to stick with it and stay in because I feel like Facebook is really gonna start tightening up at some point, and it's gonna be a lot harder to, like, make money or get into the program if you're not already in it. I haven't, done much research on Instagram, and I know TikTok is, like, one of the best and fastest growing, like, platforms because, like, they gave us reels, they gave us that short form, very quick video type, in and out type content. And so I feel like TikTok is going to stay on top for quite some time because you can get so much information from there. Just like I feel like it's just like the speedy version of YouTube, but then of course like YouTube is catching up because they have shorts, so people are able to take some of their long form content, turn it into short form content and get those quick views and quick subscribers and stuff like that. But like TikTok is like the peak pillar right now of the social media apps because yeah, like they literally paved the way that, you know, Instagram changed its whole layout. I just found out that like WhatsApp has like a shorts type version. Like I know that they had eventually added stories on and they've been having like stories in their app for quite some time, but like reels and like stories and stuff that you can make them on WhatsApp and have people subscribe to you. That's like legit a thing. And it's dope, but it's crazy. Yeah. Like I've been learning so much and one thing I'm super big on is like educating myself on the apps that I'm using, um, on anything. Like I'm very much one of those like people who love to like learn and I don't know. I just like having like knowledge about things. And yeah. So I'm like learning every day like what is um what are the best moves on these platforms and how to make the most of my time and yeah, I don't know. Doing my I'm trying to do my due diligence in the sense when it comes to being on these platforms because each of them have their own little features and kinks that you have to navigate through. And it is not easy, to say the least. Why is my stomach acting like that? Like, are you okay? Like, dang, you eat a vegetable and your stomach act like you did something. I ate a vegetable. Calm down. Whew. Y'all, I'm getting a little tired and I want to chit chat some more. But also, I just want to lay down. Like, that's one thing. Like, work has been kicking my behind, like, in real life. And yeah, sometimes I have to, like, know when to sit down and stop, when to pick up and keep going. But as a person that's growing and getting older, like, time waits for no one. I don't plan to be an employee for the rest of my life. And I think that it's my time to shine on this here internet because I've been working at it for so long, even though it was inconsistently. Like, I've been working at it, like, literally. And being a person who just knows what they want for themselves and wants for the future, like, I got this and I have to trust that I got this. So I'm taking my time in the sense that I'm taking my time to do it the quote unquote right way. And I mean, obviously, it would have been better if I could have started a long time ago, if I would have started earlier, um, if I would have been more consistent, but I can't live off of the what if I would have done it differently? What if I would have tried harder? Because that's not gonna get me anywhere. That's just gonna annoy me more than anything. And I don't want that. I want to focus on the future. I want to focus on projects. I want to focus on just like learning to love the content that I'm creating and not being afraid to post it, not holding it hostage in my camera roll and then finding it months later and being like, wow, why didn't I post that? So yeah, I'm just trying to take advantage of the time that I have and that I can use to create content, whether it's getting on a live and just talking, um, or if I'm actually creating content and posting reels, or spending time on Canva and creating posts. Um, I feel like, each of those things is taking like a better step forward um, into the content creation space. And so my goal is to continue to do so. And I am just about 2 hours in to this live, at least according to YouTube. And I'm tired, like I said, and I'm thirsty, and I don't want to keep drinking water in your face. But I just want to say thank you for tuning in to this live. Um, I truly appreciate um, you for checking in, for answering the polls, for interacting with me. Um, it I don't know, it's just an amazing feeling, and I'm really glad to have the support that I have from you, whether it's watching my live videos, if you're liking and commenting on my reels, on my shorts, you're on my posts, um, you're sharing my business page, you're using my Amazon links to make purchases, like, all those things are, like, super, um, helpful to my journey, and I really, really, really appreciate you for that. So, with that being said, we're winding down. We're in the last, like, 30 seconds of this live because I'm gonna cut it off at the 2-hour mark. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in, for staying on, for supporting. I appreciate you so, 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 so much. I'm gonna do my best to get on again soon now that I have a mic and I know it works and I know how to turn my camera on. So no more hiccups. But I will see you in the next one. I love you so much.